So one of the biggest upgrades we've been waiting years to see on the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and the Z Fold 8 Wide is now basically confirmed. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Mr. Phonova here. So if you've been following the Z Fold 8 updates, then you've probably heard the rumor that Samsung could increase the battery to 5,000 milliamps. And honestly, when that first came out, it sounded way good to be true. This is Samsung we're talking about. They've been stuck on a 4,400 milliamp battery ever since the Z Fold 3 back in 2021. So when that 5,000 milliamp rumor first showed up, I was not buying it. It felt like one of those leaks you throw straight into the "yeah, I'll believe it when I see it" pile. But now it looks like it's actually happening because the Galaxy Club says the Z Fold 8 does indeed have a 5,000 milliamp battery. According to them, Samsung has tested two battery cells with rated capacities that add up to 4,854 milliamps. And since the S26 Ultra also has a rated capacity of 4,855 milliamps, which Samsung markets as 5,000 milliamps, it's pretty clear they're going to do the exact same thing here with the Z Fold 8. And by the way, Galaxy Club, from what I remember, has basically a flawless track record with this kind of stuff. So this is about as close to confirmed as it gets. Now, what about the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide? Well, Galaxy Club also says Samsung tested another battery with a rated capacity of 2,393 milliamps. So once you pair that up with a second cell, it should land somewhere around 4,900 milliamps typical capacity. So realistically, expect Samsung to market it as either 4,800 milliamps or 4,900 milliamps, depending on how they want to position it. Either way, it's still a very noticeable jump over the 4,400 milliamp battery we've had on previous Fold models. And honestly, this was long overdue. Battery life has been one of the biggest areas where foldables have lagged behind normal slab phones. So it's nice to finally see Samsung making real progress here with the Z Fold 8 lineup. Now you might be wondering why the Z Fold 8 Wide ends up with slightly less battery capacity. Well, that's probably because it's a smaller phone than the regular Z Fold 8. It's expected to feature a 7.6-inch inner display and a 5.5-inch cover screen. So in real-world use, both the Fold 8 and the Wide should still end up offering pretty similar battery life overall. As for charging speed, there's still no concrete info yet, but I can tell you right now it's going to be faster. The only real question is whether Samsung goes with 45 watts or pushes it to 60 watts. That part we'll have to wait and see. Oh, and we also have details on the Z Flip 8 battery, and that one is apparently staying the same at 4,300 milliamps. Now, on one hand, I'm genuinely excited that we're finally getting bigger batteries here. But on the other hand, there's also a bit of a reality check. Apple's first foldable iPhone is expected to come with a 5,500 milliamp battery. That part is still not confirmed, but if it turns out to be true, then Apple's foldable is going to have a very clear edge in endurance over the Z Fold 8. Sure, the Fold 8 will likely still be better foldable overall. Thinner, lighter, and with more cameras. But if you compare the Z Fold 8 Wide to the iPhone Fold, then yeah, the battery gap becomes even more noticeable. It's honestly kind of wild that iPhones may now end up with bigger batteries than Samsung's own phones, both in slab and foldables. That said, I'm actually glad Apple is entering the foldable market, because I really don't think Samsung would be pushing battery capacity this much if Apple wasn't coming. And Apple is also probably the reason Samsung isn't increasing the price of the Z Fold 8 this year. Recent reports say the iPhone Fold could launch at $2,000 instead of the $2,400 price tag that was originally expected. So Samsung now pretty much has no choice but to keep the Z Fold 8 at the same $2,000 price point. And honestly, that's exactly why competition is good. We're the ones who benefit from it. Speaking of the iPhone Fold, Apple seems extremely confident that this thing is going to be a massive hit because according to supply chain reports, the company has increased its initial display orders from Samsung. Earlier reports suggested Apple would order around 13 to 15 million foldable display panels, but now the number being mentioned is 20 million. And keep in mind, those are just the initial orders, so the final total could go even higher. For comparison, Samsung is aiming to sell around 7 million foldables this year, and that includes the Fold, the Flip, and the Trifold. So yeah, on paper, that doesn't look great for Samsung, but at the same time, Apple entering this space will grow the foldable market overall, which means more people will start taking foldables seriously, and that should help Samsung sales too in the years ahead. And let's not forget, Samsung is supplying the foldable displays for Apple anyway, so the more iPhone Folds Apple sells, the more money Samsung makes regardless. We want you to stay with us by subscribing and share your valuable feedback through comments. See you in the next video.